Fans disgusted by Savannah's callousness towards mom, Julie. Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another video. I hope everyone's having a great day. Before watching the video, please subscribe and like it. Since their presidential pardon, Todd and Julie Chrisley have been sharing their story and reuniting with their family. However, one recent appearance has gotten fans asking questions. In particular, fans have voiced concerns over Savannah Chrisley's behavior with her mother Julie. Savannah Chrisley is once again under fire, and this time fans are not holding back their disappointment over what they are calling cold and callous behavior toward her mother Julie Chrisley. The backlash comes after a recent appearance Savannah made on a podcast, where she openly discussed her current priorities and future plans without once acknowledging the ongoing struggles her mother is reportedly facing behind bars. The omission struck many as deeply insensitive, especially given Julie's continued suffering inside prison walls. Social media exploded with comments criticizing Savannah for what they called a shocking lack of empathy and emotional disconnect from the woman who raised her. Several longtime followers of the Chrisley family voiced dismay that Savannah appeared more focused on building her personal brand and pursuing opportunities than advocating for or even emotionally supporting her mother during what has been repeatedly described as a deeply difficult time. The absence of any mention of Julie's health, emotional well-being, or updates from prison left many with a bitter taste. Observers pointed out that while Savannah continues to make public appearances and post upbeat content on social media, her mother remains in a federal facility struggling with the weight of confinement separation and reported health concerns. Critics argue that this is not the time for glossing over or turning a blind eye to the reality that Julie is living daily. The contrast between Savannah's public life and her mother's prison conditions is becoming increasingly hard for fans to reconcile. Some even called Savannah's demeanor detached, cold, and deeply disappointing. Others questioned whether fame and ambition have overshadowed her sense of family loyalty. The criticism has grown so loud that even some former supporters of Savannah have started distancing themselves, expressing regret for having once rooted for her. For them, the recent podcast felt like a betrayal not just of Julie, but of the family values the Chrisleys once publicly stood for. As the outrage continues to mount, many are now calling on Savannah to take accountability and show a renewed focus on her mother's situation. They believe she owes it to Julie to speak up, support her, and show genuine concern, not just for the cameras, but from the heart. Whether Savannah will address the backlash or continue her current path remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: the public is watching closely, and they are not impressed with what they are seeing. Todd and Julie Chrisley recently appeared on Savannah Chrisley's podcast. Todd and Julie Chrisley of Chrisley Knows Best fame were convicted back in 2022 over charges including bank fraud and tax evasion. Originally set to serve a combined 19-year sentence in prison, the two were granted a presidential pardon back in May from President Donald Trump. Since their release, Todd and Julie have spoken up about their story with various outlets. This even includes their daughter Savannah's Unlocked podcast. Recently, however, some fans have taken issue with Todd and Julie's recent podcast appearance. In particular, some highlighted Savannah's interactions with her mother Julie. The fan shared, "Just listen to the second painful part of her podcast with her parents, wherein she told her parents she feels a disconnect with them and she needs her mother to snap out of it." Todd and Julie Chrisley have made a surprising appearance on their daughter Savannah Chrisley's podcast, marking one of their first public conversations together since their respective prison stints began. The emotional and at times intense episode gave fans a rare glimpse into the couple's current mindset as they reflect on their past experiences of legal battles and the impact incarceration has had on their family. With Julie sounding soft yet resolute, and Todd more fired up than ever, the conversation flowed with honesty, vulnerability, and an undercurrent of unresolved pain. The podcast episode began with Savannah expressing gratitude for the moment, calling it a blessing to be able to have this conversation with both parents even under such complex circumstances. Todd was quick to dive into how the experience has reshaped his perspective on justice, family, and personal growth, while Julie spoke more slowly and carefully, revealing that the toughest part for her continues to be the separation from her family and the emotional toll the most was the sheer rawness of Julie's words when she described moments of despair, isolation, and even fear within prison walls. She admitted to struggling with trust in the system and voiced ongoing disbelief at the situation they found themselves in. Todd, on the other hand, seemed more defiant, repeating that they have been wrongly accused and that the fight for justice is far from over. He took aim at the media legal system and even some former friends who he says turned their backs on them during the most difficult chapters of their lives. The episode wasn't without moments of levity, though, as the family shared laughs over old memories and the surprising ways they've stayed connected despite the physical barriers. Still, the emotional weight was unmistakable, especially as Savannah broke down, recalling the pressure of holding the family together while dealing with her own grief and public scrutiny. The episode quickly gained attention online as fans flooded the comments expressing a mix of support, heartbreak, and skepticism. While many praised the family for being so transparent, others questioned whether the appearance was a strategic move to shift public perception. Whatever the motive, the emotional depth of the conversation left a lasting impression. With their legal situation still unfolding and public opinion divided, the Chrisley's podcast reunion felt like a defining moment, one that may very well shape how they choose to navigate the next chapter of their lives. Some fans are also wondering what will happen next for the family. She has no empathy for the mother she claims to love so much, and to tell someone to snap out of it because she is not getting what she needs? Did she think they would come home the same? Later in the comments, the fan also highlighted, "I just couldn't believe she is so irritated by her mother. And was the podcast the place for that? Go get some therapy, all of you." This had been in response to another commenter who shared they felt Savannah cannot be bothered to put herself in their shoes. Taking to the comments, other fans shared other reactions to the post. A few fans felt that Savannah was expecting praise for her time helping her parents during their time behind bars. Other fans continued to muse on what will happen next for the family. Some comments included, "Couldn't agree more. I wonder what Julie's parents think about all this. I believe this is 100% the case. She expected to be fawned over, go from golden child to platinum, or diamond, or whatever's the next step up, and for it to continue the rest of their lives. I will be truly shocked if Julie stays with Todd. There has got to be a lot of resentment there. She still is in denial and believes they are innocent. Savannah, I mean." The Chrisley family's recent media appearances have stirred not only emotion, but intense speculation, as some fans are now left wondering what will happen next for the once glamorous reality TV clan. With Todd and Julie Chrisley both speaking out publicly after serving time in prison, and their daughter Savannah stepping up as the most visible face of the family, many are questioning what direction their story will take from here. The uncertainty surrounding their future is drawing just as much attention as the revelations. There's a growing curiosity about whether the Chrisleys will return to reality television or shift toward more serious storytelling, perhaps using their platform to address justice reform or the harsh realities of prison life. Supporters have expressed hope that their experiences might lead them to become advocates for others who face similar legal battles, but critics remain unconvinced, suggesting the family might be seeking redemption primarily for the sake of their brand. Behind the speculation, there's a sense of emotional weight that continues to hang over the family, with Todd and Julie still dealing with the aftermath of their incarceration, and their children working to rebuild a sense of stability. Nothing about their future seems certain. Fans have noticed Savannah's evolving tone in recent interviews, switching between fierce determination and moments of visible exhaustion as she tries to balance the roles of daughter, sister, and public figure. There's also concern for the younger Chrisley siblings, who have largely stayed out of the spotlight, raising questions about how the legal and emotional chaos has affected them and what kind of future awaits them now that the family's life has been irreversibly changed. The possibility of a television comeback has not been ruled out, and some fans believe it's only a matter of time before a new series or documentary emerges offering a deeper look at the family's transformation. Others believe the Chrisleys should take a step back from fame altogether and focus on private healing. Either way, public interest in the family remains high, and every move they make is under scrutiny. As they try to reclaim their narrative, some fans continue to root for a full-circle redemption story, while others are watching with cautious curiosity, unsure whether the family's next chapter will be one of sincerity or strategy. For now, the Chrisleys remain a family in flux, navigating a future that is anything but predictable, and the world is watching to see how they will rise or stumble in the wake of their very public fall. Have you been following this story? Did you listen to Todd and Julie Chrisley on Savannah's podcast? Make sure you come back to TV Show's Ace. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.